I am Niranjan Singh. I was principal of the Punjab University College in New Delhi. In 1952, I read a book by Jean Adriel, Avatar, and I was very much impressed, and I wrote to Meher Baba that I should like to come and stay with you for 10 days in the beginning of April. Immediately came the reply, Baba is going to USA and Europe and will spend some months there. On his return, he will meet you in Delhi. I was a little surprised. Why should he come to Delhi? And then, when he returned, then Kane, who was the leader of Baba followers here in Delhi, he came to me and said, Baba is coming tomorrow. I said, all right. Then he phoned me, Baba has come and you can come and see him. I went and saw Baba. And then somehow I was very much impressed by his personality. And he would not speak, and yet everything was, whatever he said was understandable. And then I came back and talked to my colleagues. I said, here is a man who has impressed me much more than Mahatma Gandhi and even Ram Das. And they said, all right, let us go and see him. They saw him, then they pressed me to invite him to the camp college of which I was the principal. Then we invited him. The strength of the college was about 3,500. And the hall in which we were meeting could contain only 400 to 500 students. When we invited Baba, and then 3,500 students were standing there, and I, first of all, said, you stand in lines. And Baba and I and a few other professors, we came into the hall. When we entered the hall, there was so much uproar, so much noise, 3,500 students. Then I got up to introduce. The strength of the college was 3,500 students. And the hall in which we wanted to give reception to Baba could contain only 500. And there was a little noise and uproar. When I got up to introduce Baba, I raised my finger and it was perfect quiet. Perfect quiet. Then Baba said a few sentences. One of the sentences was that love alone counts. Nothing else counts in life. Love, 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 love. And then he said, my gift to you is suffering. Nothing is so great as suffering, because suffering brings love into existence. And then after we parted, I accompanied him to the car, and students again stood in lines and allowed us to pass. And I came back here to my house. Then Kane and Baba's secretary, came here at 10. He said, now you need not come to see Baba. It is unnecessary. And Baba is not going to stay here now in Delhi. He came for a purpose, and that purpose is fulfilled. He is very happy that he came to college and met him. Well, then there was this. Then with his permission, I went to see him at Niraba. There, I was well outspoken. So every other people nodded their heads, but he always looked at me, and I was raised objection. Once he said, I am God. I said, if you are God, I am also God. He said, smiled and said, yes, there is one difference. You are unconscious God, I am conscious God. In this way, he went on. He said, you surrender to me. I said, I am not going to surrender. I am a scientist. God has given me intelligence, and I have got to follow my own intelligence. In this way, he went on. He said, surrender, surrender, surrender. I would not surrender. Not love this. His love, I said, I wrote to him was, you are an ocean of love. And I am very drowning you. What should I do? Then once what happened? I was insisting, surrender. I said, I'm not going to surrender. Surrender. I said, I'm not going to surrender. He was sitting just as I'm sitting now, and I was sitting on the ground, on the floor. Something happened. God knows what. And I began to weep. And I wept so bitterly, that people were astonished. When I came to other friends, they were astonished. Here is a man of rock, who never weeps all, and he is weeping and weeping and weeping and weeping, do not stop. Then Baba was for everybody. I said, what is it? You get up at 12 in the night, exactly at 12, and for 5 minutes say Baba, Baba, Baba. I kept quiet. Then he called me alone. I said, you get up. At once, Baba called me alone to his room in Meherabad, and said of all my followers, you are the one who can go up to the 7th plane. That is, whose evolution will be complete in this life. And you, if you follow me strictly, just as I tell you to do, then your 10th migration will come to an end. Baba remained in communication with me. Even when I was very ill, he was sending me letters. And while he died in January 1969, I received his last letter in November 1900. I get drowned in you. What should I do? Then once what happened, I was insisting, surrender. I said, I'm not going to surrender. Surrender. I said, I'm not going to surrender. He was sitting just like I'm sitting now, and I was sitting on the ground, on the floor. Something happened, God knows what. I began to weep, and I wept so bitterly that people were astonished. When I came to other friends, they were astonished. Here is a man of rock, who never weeps at all, and he is weeping and weeping and weeping and weeping, do not stop. Then Baba was so much pleased that he cared of all those present. He would care only for me. Whenever he talked to assembly, then he would look at me. Others kept silent. He said, what do you say? Why don't you speak? Then he said one thing I prescribe for everybody. I said, what is it? You get up at 12 in the night, exactly at 12, and for 5 minutes say Baba, Baba, Baba. I kept quiet. Then he called me alone. I said, you get up, will you get up? I said, no. I am the principal of an evening college. I come back to my house at 10, and then it is difficult for me. If you like, I can say Baba and Baba, not for 5 minutes, but for 15 minutes, even half an hour, at 12 in the day, during the day, at 12 noon. But he said, no. It's meant only for you, not for others. You should do it. And he said it with so much love, I don't know. There was something so captivating in him that I did it. I said, all right. And for 1 year, I said Baba, at 12 in the night I would get up and say Baba, 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 with his photo before my eyes. And this 1 year changed me altogether. I could feel the change. That is, what he said to me is something very inspiring. And then,
what did he say that inspired you? Something very inspiring, sir. What was it?
Then he became so much attached to me that whenever I wrote him a letter, immediately came the reply. And then he tested me so many times. I was principal of a new college at Fatehgarh. He said, what are you doing? I'm going to do this. My college is going to be inspected by the university on this day. And I got a telegram, come to me at once. I was so much, I said, college is being inspected. How can I go the principal of the college? Still, I must obey Baba. I got to the train by the first train because this was his order, and I came to Delhi. I said, I've reached Delhi. According to your orders, please send me telegram. Should I come to you? He said, no. Stay for 1 day with your wife, dear wife, and go back. That is done. Then he said so many things. Do this, I at once yielded. Do this, I at once yielded. And then I met him for the last time in 1963. There, I took 2 friends. All these friends, Irwin Singh and others, they were taken to Baba by me. And in 1963, I fell ill. And when I had heart trouble, I wrote to him, and he took so much interest in me. As a matter of fact, I've got a feeling that he saved my life. He would at once send telegram, do this, remember Baba, remember Baba. When Baba's famous book, God Speaks, was published, and he received some copies from USA, he sent the first copy to me here. I read that book once, twice, thrice, and then I wrote a letter to Baba that I've read hundreds of books, Baba, but I have not read anything so profound. Well, then Adi wrote to me, he write a little in detail. I wrote a few sentences and sent it to Baba, and then he published my opinion of God Speaks. Then I said, Baba, these misgivings are not removed. He said, read God Speaks. I have said, I've read it once, I've read it twice, I've read it thrice. He said, read it 4th time, 5th time, 6th time, read it 7 times. And then I obeyed him, and read it, even though I was not so minded, but I read that book very carefully and with 7 times. In this way, even now, whenever I have got trouble, I don't know how, he comes to my aid. In dreams, in meditation, Whenever I am dying, I think I am dying, then I look to Baba, I look to Guru Nanak, I look to Baba, and they come to my rescue. As a matter of fact, I have been saved several times in my life, when the doctors came up as hopeless. And then when I said, Baba, my gift as we call it, is Guru Nanak, he said, all right, take me also as Guru Nanak, I am also Guru Nanak. In this way, he indeed, as a matter of fact, I am another story man, a scientist, who had dedicated his whole life to teaching and writing of science books. I was captured by him, by his love. Love, so much love, that nothing I can never forget. I was once there, going out of the congregation, people who met at the Abba. Once I went, twice I went. Then he called me and said, why did you leave this place again and again? I said, I have developed dysentery. He said, why? Because this food doesn't suit. Then he arranged it that whenever I go there, a separate food should be arranged for me. He would send men to the town and get fruits from me. And whenever I went there, other people, hundreds of them, ate together. But for me and for himself, for the two, he arranged separate meals. I was to partake Baba's meal, and then sometimes more fruits than even Baba took. In this way, I can only say, just as I wrote to him and I wrote to others, that Baba is an ocean of love. But I have written now about him in my own language. I have written there, Baba, साथ कहूँ सुन ले ओ सब, जिन प्रेम किए होते नहीं प्रभु पाया. That was Baba. He said, love, 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 love. Nothing else counts in life but love, not attachment, love, selfless love. Not love for one, but love for all. That was what Baba said, and that is what Guru Nanak says. That was my Guru says, Guru Gobind Singh says. And that was what Baba says.
और थोड़ा वो बाबा की ब्यूटी के बारे में बता देना, सुंदरता के बारे में, किस तरह से उनके हाथ पैर, उनका चेहरा, किस तरह से कैसा प्यार से लगता है.
Baba has written in his book, God Speaks, and also he used to say that unless mind is completely annihilated, man does not become God. He cannot. And I said, I am doing this, I am doing this. He said, no. You love me, you love people, I know, but you love because you want salvation. And mind wants salvation. Your mind must be completely annihilated. And that can be annihilated only if you surrender it completely to me. You cannot annihilate your mind. Mind cannot annihilate mind. You surrender it to me, and then the mind will be destroyed. In this way, he used to so often. But then one thing for him was that instead of other people in a debate, they get lose the temper. And for a man like me, who is always quarrelsome, always saying this and debating, people have got no patience. But Baba was so patient, so loving, and his appearance appeared to me just godlike. And finally, it is his love that conquered me completely. And that is what I can say, that his message we should remember. Love all. Don't love only your wife, your son, your father, your mother, but love all as Baba's manifestation in the universe. He is all, and we should love all, from insect, from animal to man to Superman. We should love everybody, and that is possible only if we surrender ourselves completely to Baba or to God. I persuaded my colleagues to go and see Baba, and they became his disciples. But my wife was absolutely reluctant to go to him. Said, no, I have got Guru Nanak. Why should I go to Baba? Who is Baba? I tried my best, and I also talked to Baba. I said, my wife is not willing to come to you. And then I brought one day Daulat Singh to my house. Daulat Singh told us the whole story, and for 2 hours we went on telling the story, how he met Baba. And he wept bitterly. For 2 hours he was weeping, and we were also weeping. This staged my wife. And I took him to me, and when she saw him, she became more attached to him than to anybody else. She would not. They were both loved each other much more than I loved Baba or I loved my wife. That's all. It was for several years before his death, I could not meet Baba because of my heart illness. I could not go there. And he was loving me and writing to me and encouraging me. After his death, I was physically and mentally in great trouble. And one night, I had a very vivid dream. I saw Baba standing before me, sitting by my side and consoling me. Body or no body, he is not the body, he is the consciousness. And he is with me and will always stand by me. And I should not worry about anything. Yes, sir. I was sitting in Sahabas in 1958 in the last row. And Baba saw me and said, you can't hide yourself from me. You come and sit in the front row. And once my wife was very ill, suffering from fever, he gave us a separate room, and there I used to remain with her. Baba called me